At the Bernal Institute, in collaboration with the SSPC, which is the Synthesis and Solid State Pharmaceutical Center, we work on new materials for pharmaceuticals, i.e. medicines. The purpose of the research is not to make a new molecule, i.e. discovery, it's to make a new material from existing molecules. We collaborate within and outside Bernal Institute and the University of Limerick in the area of reducing the energy costs of commodity purification. And not too many people are aware that more than 30% of the world's energy is not used just for transportation, but there's another 30% used for commodity purification. And by that I mean water purification, natural gas purification, and the production of large important chemicals that are used for things like polymers and industrial advanced value-added chemical products. And so our work there is aimed at crystal engineering of new materials that can provide a much lower energy cost for purification of commodities. Well, the Bernal Institute is really a new concept in how to conduct research in universities. There are a lot of models out there that are quite applied, where institutes are set up with a highly applied focus. We're sitting in the middle of the scale, and most of the existing models are at one extreme or the other, more focused on fundamental or more focused on specific applications. So around the world there's $200 billion of money going into industrial R&D. And crystal engineering can do two things. It can not just make an old drug work better, which is good for people, but it can actually become a new drug product at the same time. So there's potentially enormous value. In the energy sector, which is where you'd think there would be enormous focus, it's a very different landscape. There's a lot of money spent on energy production, but there's not a lot of research and advanced thinking. For example, electricity companies are utilities. They don't do research. They don't try to develop new technologies. And large oil companies are mainly production. They're not so focused anymore on a new chemical and new purification technology. So oddly, the value of the energy industry is just as high, if not higher, than pharma. But the R&D is done very differently. It's mainly academic at this point. I like to quote Oscar Wilde. When people start agreeing with you, then you must be doing something wrong. So when I started work in this area 30 years ago, nobody believed in it. And there was a lot of criticism. And actually, I now realize that was a good sign. It wouldn't be so fun if it was like that to me now. I wouldn't have been able to continue. But crystal engineering was simply an oxymoron 30 or 40 years ago. So the scientific community can be slow to change, and it's taken 20 to 30 years to do that. But when it changes, then suddenly you're the one who is at the beginning of the change, and you build the recognition and respect that comes with it.